Hey Grandpa Pete, this is Dan Hood for Big DH 2000. Just wanted to give you a progress update. As you'll recall, I started with this angle. Okay, here's the two pieces. I took them back off the handles because they didn't work very well. What I did was then I created this. The problem is that I reduced the space here because I also noticed that was too big, but I reduced the space too much on these, so I couldn't even get my fingers in them. Then I developed this, the perfectly straight. This is roughly, you can see it's a 1/4 inch closer together than this. It worked fine up until I put the padding in. Then it was really rigid and hard for me to get my fingers in. Now, I finished it up anyway because my fingers are pretty fat and big, so I don't know if this will fit you or not. But I'm going to send this one, and then I actually made this one, which gets the very slight angle. It's about, I don't know, somewhere in the 15 degrees range. I just kind of eyeballed it. The spacing, however, is back to the spacing of these, because once you do that and you put this padding in, boy, I tell you, it really fits nicely on my hand. And if you look, when I go in a place where I would go to pull bands, you can see, I mean, that is just right on the money for the correct angle and everything. But that's my big fat hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these both to you, okay, for test drive. These are not the finished product. These are only test models, okay? The problem is that the materials I have for the finished product, I can only make one. I have only one chance to get it right. So I really need to get these on your hand, see what it's like, see what's going on before I come up with the final model. Okay, so I'm going to send these both to you. The one thing I want you to look at is I want you to see which one your hand fits into better. Now, I want it to fit it, but at the same time, I want it a little loose so that when it comes up, you know, it'll come back a little bit. That's fine, but I don't want it in there flopping around. Okay, I want you to put it in, and I want it on the tightest knuckle to feel just right. Okay, and that way when you pull it like this and we put bands on it, the angle should be right. Okay. Second thing I want you to look at is once you have it on your hand, say this one fits you better. I can only just barely get my hand in. Okay, if this one fits you better, let me know and I'll use that spacing, and then try and see where this angle ends up. If you can get a video or have one of your grandchildren do a video, I'd appreciate it. If you look on me, the angle's not right. This needs to go up. This needs to be a little more vertical out here, this thing. So I'm working on it. I'm going to send these two to you so that you can figure out, first off, which gap fits the best. Okay. Then once you get the gap in, pull it and see what angle fits the best. Okay. Because if this one's a little too snug for you and you get on this one, but your hands are a little thinner than mine and yours, and it ends up back here, well, then maybe the vertical is correct for you, but with this spacing, if you get what I'm saying. So put these both on. Hopefully somebody can film you while you have them on, and I can kind of study it and film from all angles. Give me about a 5-minute video total. Send it to me or load it up in YouTube. This one I'm going to load in YouTube, and it'll be a secret that only you can see. But I want you to see what's coming, and I want you to understand how to put it together. Now, just so you understand, I'll send one band set. Hopefully you got a band set and you know how to tie, you know. Wrap this twice with a rubber band. Then lay the bands on the front, okay, like this, in the closest to the center as you can, okay. And then they'll pull up and over the top, okay. You've already seen me do that. Now, Another thing I'm going to let you in on a secret. This is only the test width. This is only 3/4 of an inch. When I get done, the material I'm using, I will have put a fattening section in here. So it almost look like maybe 1.5 times the width. So you'll have plenty of space to put big heavy bands on if you want. The other thing I was thinking of doing, if I ever go into some, make you a second one of these, is maybe make the forks a little higher and then put a piece of metal on the outside or something that I can clamp it, and then you can do a through the fork so that, band is clamped on out here, and then you pull through the fork like this. Anyway, just a whole bunch of ideas, but now I need to get these two to you, and I need you to try them on. I need you to tell me, I need to study how they sit on your hand. Thanks, bud.